What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to compare GoPro's newest Hero 13 to their newest and smallest Hero 4K. So this is basically a new camera GoPro came out with for this season, which is insanely tiny and compact. I've been using GoPros for over 10 years since they started. We had the HD original when we started our YouTube channel, and every 2 years, basically, I'd buy a new set of cameras, running two at the same time. Currently, I've been filming with the Hero 10 for the last 2 years, so my reference between these two cameras is going to be a lot compared to this, what I'm used to using for the last couple of years. So if we start with price point, this Hero 13 cost me $350 from Best Buy, and the Hero 4K cost me $180 from Best Buy. You can get these on GoPro's websites. Costco has some good bundle deals on the 13 as of right now, filming this video. And basically this is their entry-level camera versus their big boy, their top-of-the-line camera, and we're gonna compare them. So first and foremost, you're gonna get the Hero 13. It does have a battery that you can remove, popping out the door. Battery's right in there along with the SD card. It's gonna have a front and a rear screen, very similar to the 12, 11, and 10. Nothing really physically has changed over the last model years. You of course get a thumb screw, curved adhesive mount, and the buckle clip. So for the Hero, this is very small. You're gonna get the little lens on the top, which is very easily removable. You can just twist it and it pops out. So of course you could probably swap that out with a few little things. You don't have a front screen, but you have a rear screen. Press the button, and of course the screen is gonna turn on in a couple seconds. Now with this camera, there's not a removable battery. You have a little door on the side you can pop open, and that is for your SD card as well as the USB-C port to charge it. On the bottom, however, you do have the fold-out legs, which I've been very fond of. I think that is a really cool touch for GoPros. The Hero 13 has the legs and the tripod screw hole on the bottom. This comes with the two mounts as well and just a smaller thumb screw. And then on the boxes, same size box nearly, and they go over a little bit of their different tech specs. Basically, you have 4K 30 on the little Hero with 1080, and that's kind of about it. 12 megapixel camera on the Hero 13. You can go up to 5.3K at 60 frame rate, 4K 120, of course 1080 everything. You have 13 times slow-mo. You can go to 720 400 rate, which is crazy. 27 megapixel camera. So this is a significantly bigger jump in camera than the little guy. So let's go to some camera clips, see how they actually perform, and then meet back here. Starting the test with the GoPro Hero 13, I'm just in the 4K 60 at the normal wide view, arm's length away on a small handheld. So this is basically what the talking is gonna sound like from the built-in audio. Of course, you can use a wireless microphone or the media mods. We have the sun directly behind me, so at least you can kind of get a pretty good idea of how the lighting looks with me more on the backlit side. And then as I enter staring at the sun, hopefully you can tell that. Now we do a lot of automotive videos, so take a look at a white car with this lighting. We can take a look at how everything looks. And of course with the sky in the background, the shadows coming around to the darker side of the car, which is the front. And then even just looking at scenery, the mulch, the bushes, the grass, all the color, and what it does as I make my way up to the sky, looking at all the coloring. And then if we go into the interior, how it looks from the brighter outside into the darkness, how quickly everything gets nice and colorful, how well you can see the interior and see outside through the glass. Onto the GoPro Hero. This one doesn't have a front view camera, however, with the wide angle and everything, hopefully you got a pretty good idea of how everything looks. Super compact camera in really just one setting. We're in the 4K frame rate, which will be 30 frames per second as well. And then taking a look once again directly up at the sunlight, all the colors of all of that, and then me with the sunlight on me, and then walking around with the stability, things like that, as we then take a look at the car. We can get a good idea. The back screen isn't too bad, you can still see nicely. And then now the biggest thing, entering the car. Let's see how well it does with the darker and the lighter. So from my screen view, the glass definitely seems much brighter with the interior darker until we kind of face it. So it'll be interesting how this all looks on the computer screen in the final edit. Onto the Hero 13 with super view. This is normally how we use our Hero 10s for the point of view driving. So let's take just a look at what it feels like sitting inside a car. Just normal. I'm looking straight. I can see under the camera with my head strap, of course. So just take a look at the distortion, if any, kind of how everything changes. And then if I'm looking, maybe closer at some buttons or something, how does it look looking down at the darker and then out through the windows. So for the small GoPro 4K, I will say this weighs nothing. I can't even feel it. So that is a cool touch. And once again, just one setting for this camera. So POV angle. How does the coloring look? I feel like the coloring might be one of the biggest differences between this entry-level camera and the big boy, the 13. But nonetheless, it does weigh nothing. That is a cool plus. How's the detail look on all of this? This so far is feeling like my Hero 10, to where it's dark down here until you look at it. But once you start getting the brighter, it darkens this up. So maybe this doesn't quite have that type of capabilities as the big boy. But nonetheless, this thing is super compact. Seems like a pretty good angle too. So for the Hero 13 now, we are also using the linear and internal audio. Obviously, for driving, I would have a wireless mic set up, but at least you can get an idea of the internal audio while driving. But more importantly, as I drive into the sun, dark interior, bright sunlight, this is a hard angle that I've had to deal with cameras in the past. So let's see how the Hero does. So we'll see how the internal audio is. I'm just kind of raising my voice a little bit, but normally I would record audio with the camera mounted on the windshield here facing me, but it's nice to have a secondary just in case. Every now and then something might happen. But the lighting and coloring as a B-roll driving camera is really important to me. So there's linear on the Hero 13. So for the little GoPro, there's no front screen, so I hope that it is all looking good. This kind of reminds me of my old days where I'd have to peer through the other window to see what the screen looks like. So definitely taking a little bit step back in time with the technology this one has. But then again, it's a pretty wide angle. Let's see how it looks. And with 4K, you can still adjust the crop if you need to move things around. But as far as internal audio with this one, it'd be a little bit harder to add any sort of microphone. You have to plug it in of some sorts. So a little cumbersome to deal with extra audio on the basic camera here. And then with lighting, how does it look? Dark interior, exhaust sound, my voice, as well as the brighter sky up here. How's everything looking on the little camera? Next up, let's do some low light. So we're in the garage with the lights off. Let's see how it does when you go into a darker area. So looking at the bright car, I saw a little bit of fuzziness. And then as we make it outside, not too bad. Just kind of bright and cloudy today, so nothing too crazy. And then going back in, seemed like it adjusted pretty decent from in and out. Even if I'm showing something over here, it doesn't look like it's all washed out over there. And then if we go into a black interior, how does everything look? Because this is pretty critical with the coloring, especially looking backwards in the car. From the screen, it doesn't look all too bad, actually, looking into there. And then how about looking at me with the bright background and then flipping on the lights right here. And this is on linear too, just to make it not as distorted. So for the little GoPro Hero now, of course, again, no front screen. This is probably not the vlogger's camera, but let's see how everything looks with coloring. Does look a little noisy, at least on this screen. And then as we walk outside, looks significantly brighter out here versus in here. It seems like it may not have the best way to look at dark and light at the same time. So if I'm pointing over here, and then let's see what inside the car looks like. Yeah, it looks dark on the screen for sure, especially looking at the seat. So that'll be interesting how everything is set up. And then looking at me, once again, I can't see anything on no front screen since there isn't one. But let's turn on the garage lights. How does all the lighting change? Everything like that. So after comparing the two cameras, seeing their different camera capabilities, let's go ahead and do a quick walkthrough of the camera itself. So on the little Hero, you have just a small screen. Swiping left and right, you change your different modes. We have photo, video, and then we have the slow-mo. So really simple. This is a very basic camera. Swiping from the top, you get a few settings you can adjust. Swiping over, you can see your SD card. And then to the right, we have connected devices. This one, you're not able to connect any wireless microphone or anything like that. So it's very simple. You could get away with plugging in the microphone adapter. Swiping up just gets you to your playback. And then on the front, again, nothing for a screen, record up top, and just your off button. on the back. For the Hero 13, this is basically like any other modern GoPro you're used to seeing. You have all the settings. There are a million things you can go through, even things that are way above my head as far as the capability. So this is a professional level camera in many ways. We have all sorts of different settings. You can change how it films upright, the frame rates, different wide angle designs, lighting you can adjust. There's everything, literally everything on this camera. So nice to see all that. Of course, time-lapse, video, photo, everything else. And then we have that front screen, which is a really good touch. So for my ending thoughts, how I think each of these cameras perform, it's a little challenging for me, I think, to have really an objective view, mainly because I've been doing YouTube as my full-time job for 5 years. I've been using their top-level cameras the whole time, and I need this type of capability. This camera is not for the person doing any sort of professional type videos. This is the person who wants an entry-level price point and extremely lightweight, easy to handle camera to get a couple clips here and there. I can see this being good for the person who does more videos with their phones, filming more short form like shorts and reels, to where you don't want to mount your phone in every situation. This is so lightweight, so compact. I mean, it fits in your hand, fits in your pocket. This is an easy camera to bring with you. You can, bump it around, nothing's gonna happen. So this is nice for that, to get a couple clips here and there. You definitely need to do a little bit of editing to get it nice. Now, there's no built-in stabilization, which was pretty bad, as you could tell. However, me doing the 10% really made it pretty nice. And being 4K, when I adjust the crop, it kind of got rid of that bubbly fisheye view that the raw shot gave me. So I could see this being something that you're gonna wirelessly connect this to your phone, download the clips, adjust them on your phone, maybe film more upright videos or something like that, and get a few action shots for those types of videos. If you are at all more interested in the long form full videos like what we do, with our car reviews, for just 20 bucks more, I would probably go for a DJI Action 4, which is still on sale even with a new one. So this is below where I'm at with my filming, but I can see this being just a good, inexpensive, easy to use camera, point and shoot, get a quick clip, edit it with your phone, make some cool upright video. That's probably where this thing is gonna shine. But I think overall, I think most people are gonna like what the GoPro 13 has to offer. It gives you really good camera quality. The stabilization is fantastic. My only gripe with it is the lighting could be better. I'm finding in the harsh lighting and things like that, those situations, it's still not perfect, and the built-in audio is not good at all. It's fine if you're just talking to it in a closed environment, but driving a car, it was awful. So built-in audio leaves a lot to be desired. It works with wireless microphones. It works with plug-in microphones, of course, their own media mods. I think GoPro should come out with a wireless mic though. So to me, I do feel like GoPro has fallen a little bit behind. I think there are some other camera brands out there that are really pushing the edges. Still a great camera, it's giving you everything, but I would probably save a couple bucks, get a 12. However, I don't know if I would really upgrade the 10 to this one just yet, because the lighting isn't drastically better. It's better than my 10, but it's not drastically better. So 13 in general, it's a fine camera if you're just looking for a new camera. When you compare it to this, it's a night and day difference. This is professional, this is amateur, little stuff here and there. And given you can't replace the battery, this isn't something you're gonna be doing 20-minute videos at a time all day long with. This is a couple quick clips here and there. But those are my overall thoughts. The camera quality, the videos you just saw definitely show the big difference. This feels more like maybe my Hero 4 back 8-9 years ago. So this is a hard camera for me to wrap my head around just because of what I do with my cameras. But with that said, if you're looking for the lightest, most affordable action camera that you can trust and still get, at the end of the day, actually a pretty good video out of it, it's a cool way to go for that level of filming. If you're looking for nice, normal, real quality, this does give you everything. Just maybe I need to dive more into the lighting settings to get better colors in the darks and the brights when they're on the same screen. But there are my thoughts with the new Hero 13 and the new GoPro Hero. Do you think it's worth upgrading your current GoPro if you maybe already have a 10, 11, or 12 to the 13? And is this the perfect little camera on a budget? If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you all in the next video.